What's good? What's good? Hope you guys had a great weekend. It's finally peeping DXY come down a little bit. It's like I don't think we've seen this in a long time. Because to me, this would be really a 4-hour break of swing structure right here. This is what we want for any market that's denominated by the dollar to move to the upside. So that's good. I think things are starting, like we said, the macro stream starting to really that's starting to unfold right in front of us. Bitcoin, I wanted to wait till it came down a little bit. Last night, I went to sleep. I wish I'd have just taken longs from down here, but I wasn't really on my computer at that time. I was spending time with my daughter. But um, at this point here, the two zones that I'm really paying attention to are going to be this flip zone down here, where we hit into that supply last night and then pushed through it. That's where we really saw expansion from, or this zone up here. But this one's not really in a premium or in a discount, so it's less likely. But Bitcoin's pretty strong right now, so I'll pay attention to it. And depending on how price action reacts there, if we can get a 5-minute break of structure to the upside, I would look for a long there, as long as it's within session. I was expecting a purge of some longs this week, to be honest, but I haven't really seen signs of that. I was really hoping that we would see one big flush to the downside before it moved to the upside, and nothing major, not like a huge move, but just something where what people aren't expecting. Because I think it's like it's pretty clear people are like euphorically bullish, and get emotional about it. So that's what you usually see that happen. So I was expecting indices to possibly take a little hit today, but let's see what SPY's doing. I took a long on NOS this morning. I think it's about to get break even soon if it doesn't continue up. But if this pattern right here is usually pretty bullish. We see, in before the market, we form some liquidity on both sides. We have some up here, right, and then down here. The market came down and took the sell side first, and it seemed like smart money was buying it up because we got that reversal pattern. Um, Price came down, made this high, and then we came up and cleared this high, of course. But the one that I'm looking at, it's really not the swing structure, just a swing high here, or this high. We cleared that with displacement, with a fair value gap here. Came into that and moved to the upside pretty violently, but doesn't seem to be being respected as of right now. Um, like I said, when everybody gets all emotionally bullish and starts getting like excited, that's whenever you usually will look for a flush because all the emotional traders are getting long. But um, let's see, right close. Yeah, I wanted to get into some GJ trades, but it took off without us last night. I put some of this on Twitter, but um, this shit rocketed up to those daily equal high, or the 4-hour equal highs right here. That was free money. I think Johnny actually got in on that. Somebody just tagged me somewhere. Did Discord notifications kill me? You get way too many. Can never see when someone's at what chat. Someone's tagging me in. A lot of pairs denominated by the dollar started to show strength, broke out of their 4-hour swing range. This is also in correlation with DXY breaking out. So I think that we might have finally have some relief from this onslaught that DXY has put all markets through over the last couple months for the short term. Let's see. Structure and currency is still just so choppy here. I'm not really a huge fan of this, but not a really clear area to take a trade from, in my opinion. I would pay this zone some attention if it came down and also I want to see what kind of news there is this week. Nothing crazy for the dollar today. Tomorrow there's a Fed member speaking at the FOMC. Not really much high impact news for the dollar, so that's good. On Friday we got flash PMI, and then tomorrow FOMC member speaking, so nothing super crazy, it looks like. That's always good. It seems like every week recently, coming into that new quarter, we had nothing but high impact news on high impact news. Yeah, all currencies looking pretty strong. I think I refined this already down from this POI. Breaks the structure across the board. I was checking for SMT divergence on anything with DXY, but I don't think it's really present. US 30 is looking rough, to be honest. But it usually kind of just follows the other two sisters. Didn't really tap. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. We definitely might get that purge I was talking about because once you see everybody getting all like hysterically emotional and stuff and getting hype about being bullish, that's whenever you always see this happen. I don't know if it'll be too heavy though with DXY falling the way it is. It's interesting because I think we came above this by a tad. If we get a reversal here though, this would be nice because you know, where we expanded through the night, um, what that does is it leaves us with not much, and leaves market makers with not much liquidity to, or not much of a range to engineer liquidity. And this is really all we had over here. But if we can run this low right here and then see that same pattern that we got under this, that would be our reversal pattern. Yeah, overall setup or overall outlook going into the week is going to be bullish, but ideally would like a purge of longs today and then possibly even tomorrow, but not really required just because we're so close to the draw on liquidity on a lot of these indices. Um, these highs up here, if we look at the daily chart, price is showing pretty clear desire to want to go higher. And once price is pushing to the upside like this, we're looking for it to take out highs. So on a daily chart, when we form this kind of swing low right here, where we have two candles right after it with higher lows, especially with displacement like this, um, usually that would lead you to look for these highs up here. Now that would be the daily bias. But a lot of the times you can see the initial move be a downward push to purge those longs. Now it doesn't have to be a push down into some crazy number, but just enough to where a lot of the people who are over leveraged and overexposed and too confident in their position. Well, not I wouldn't say too confident, just more like degen, like they're just too far into their positions. That's when you'll see those kind of traders start to get liquidated. Their positions will get liquidated, and then the pri- the stock will shift from the weak hands to the strong hands. So that's all smart money is really doing, is trying to stop out retail traders, or not even just retail, but even dumb money that is really large investors, like banks or um, funds that have positions that are very large and will get liquidated at certain levels. And once those positions are liquidated, then smart money can accumulate the asset and buy it up and push it to the upside. Yeah, and SPY just now really got the run on lows because everything else happened before market open here. Because usually you want to see a low or a high after 8:30 get ran, which SPY just happened, but we still need to see displacement to the upside. It's not really showing that sign of strength just yet, but we need to see a break of structure to the upside to confirm anything, because it does not look has not given us any indication yet that we're going to the upside. Ideally, what I'm looking for is for us to get over a short-term high, or even possibly make a new low, but we want to do it with displacement. We went over that in the how to trade news video, but what we ideally want to see is price, come up, maybe make a new low, and then really blast through that low, leaving that fair value gap. Or, I mean, it can really just push from here and take out the highs that it's created. This is a kind of a finicky situation for some, because you want to look at this from a technical approach. So, really, this would be our internal high right here, because price was making lower lows and lower highs, even though it's some odd price structure. And then we came down, came under these old lows, and then now this is your most recent internal high. So you'd want to see a break above that with a clear force. We want to see that, and we can identify that with fair value gaps, like how we got here. But until we get that, there's no sense in saying that this is a liquidity raid, because the whole purpose of a liquidity raid is for smart money to buy up an asset. And for us to determine that smart money is buying up an asset, it needs to be bought up. That's kind of that's the way we can confirm that. showing some strength here. If we can get above this high at displacement, that'll be a good sign. What's Bitcoin doing? Because sometimes you'll have the same setup on Bitcoin, but I've found it's better just to play supply and demand with Bitcoin because it's inconsistent with that setup. For a while, I think what it is really is like as the market cap grows, you'll start to see those setups work better and better again because I think there's more money involved and there's a lot more liquidity available at that point. It wants this high, don't it? I think that's what it was. The SPY hadn't really rated any liquidity until just now. It's having trouble with that high so far. Usually I want to see this kind of setup play out by like 11 too. Oftentimes it'll happen right between 9:30 and 10 a.m. This morning seems like it's kind of taken a little bit to decide which way the market wants to go. Hasn't really showed us its hand yet, in my opinion, because what I always look for in trading indices is that liquidity rate, and we didn't get it to the upside. We definitely didn't rate anything to the upside. No highs were taken. The only thing we took was the sell side, but we haven't really confirmed that it's being bought up yet. So, and you don't get the setup every single day, but that's kind of the setup I look for while trading indices. I said, I think we still go over that trade. I remember you asked me. Hold on, ZP, let me look. I'm trying to let me watch indices right now, but we can hear in a little bit if we're not paying attention to this because I kind of want to keep my eyes on this. Yeah, SPY's having trouble with this high right here. We need to get above that. It's interesting that they're following this hard wall. We're not really following this hard, but not pumping wall. DXY is just dying. Bitcoin is looking pretty weak right here too. What's GU doing? Pretty boring morning so far. I was expecting more out of today. Let me see. What was the setup you want to look at, ZP? Where is it? Could you send me the TA on it, ZP? Just on Discord, so I have something to go off of. There we go. Here's the kind of move we want to see. If we can get a break above with something like that. Nothing yet, but if we can get this kind of energy all the way through and get a closure, that would give us what we need. This is the purge of those longs we were talking about. It came down and took out a low. Now we're still just waiting to see if we can get above this high, because really the purge long is just the framework. We don't really have any kind of trade or anything to execute off of until we get that confirmation. Because until then, it's could be just price breaking down and breaking structure. It's sure as hell's trying right now. It's having trouble with this high. Somebody said, what am I monitoring for? And I'm watching these indices, breaks of market structure, waiting for displacement imbalances. Yes, 100%. That's really it. We got mainly you just want to look for a pool of liquidity to get rated, where there would be obvious stop losses. And I don't think there was too clear of an area except these lows right here. But I think that if we price push down, came up a little bit, pushed down and took those lows again, and that's kind of the way. But you would look for something like this, but then you want to see breaks of structure to the upside on the lower time frames with displacement. But it seems like we're having trouble getting that right now. Oh yeah, I got you. MILF, I just now saw this.
Good looks. What's good?
What's up, bro?
Chilling. What are you thinking on buy for the day? I missed that first few minutes.
I'm still just waiting. I need to break a structure to the upside. Yeah, also ZPS trade looks good. What was I don't know if I'm gonna still even try to watch short GJ. Shit's so bullish. I think this is an old alert. This is like a different chart than I even use, I think. Yeah, it's an old ass alert. But this chart that you sent me, it looks good. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what your trigger was, if you use like harmonics or what you really used to take the trade, but I mean it went well. So you know, you made some bread.
Yo, Casper, did Nas break the structure you were watching?
Where is it? Let me go back. Oh yeah, that looks good. So now what I would want to see here is price to come back down into this region. Not gonna go long just yet. I want to see price come down a little bit into this area. I'm just plotting this out, so if you go long, that's on you. I'm not saying to go long yet. I don't really like that risk to reward either. Okay, we're still far from the low of the highs. And now one thing I will say, like when playing these, you don't want to like I see a lot of people sometimes getting like super, like when this happens, like, oh, fuck, long, which, you know, you got to know that it could leave behind you, but I always wait for it to come to the fair value gap. Because your risk to reward usually on these is not always, you know, the absolute like most insane greatest. But if we can come down to this fair value gap a little bit, I'd look to long. Seed phrase, you're not muted, or not server muted. Sometimes you can also check a 15-second to get, there's no structure, just continuation. This is actually the final TP. Yeah, I'll take a long on SPX here.
Is SPX and ES not the same?
They are.
It's showing me a different number.
Oh yeah,
Slightly
it's a
different.
different price. It'll be different across all brokers. You just got to, if you're
Gotcha.
gonna use the same stops, just use the levels. Just if it breaks down back under here, we'll know that it's not really showing the kind of strength we need. It's kind of at that decisional point. But I think it's like an $8 stop loss too, so nothing crazy. This is an interesting setup because usually you'll see it happen much quicker than this, but you got the trigger, so I executed. Didn't really hang out in the fair value gap like I'd like, but nonetheless, still gave us our trigger. So
Hey Casper,
what's up?
can we have a quick update on Phil, please?
Not much really update. It's up. I think it was up like 15% at peak. That one's really for me. I'm just kind of swinging it through this little micro bull. But if you like the gains, take them.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask because I thought it was looking like a longer swing.
Yeah,
So
that's
you're not
why.
out.
Yeah, I'm not really rushing that one. I'm only 25% into, but I mean I know some people just went ahead and um they went went hard and just full position. So it's like, I mean, a 15% move on equity, if that's if you're up.
Yeah, my position is really small as well, so
Yeah, so yeah, I just chill on it
I'll do the same. Thanks a lot, man.
for sure. Of course, man. I think Phil has a lot of upside if it can if Bitcoin can hold. So we're kind of just hanging out in this fair value gap. Formed a new one on the way down. Usually you don't want to see it go under this, but I mean, I've seen recently SPY go all the way almost to the stop loss and then still move. So once again, that's kind of position. I just hold it. If we go in positive, I might break even it, but it's either, you hit or you
DXY is
don't.
dying though.
What is? DXY?
DXY
Yeah, it's kind of
above the
interesting that
107.
it's kind of interesting how the indices aren't really. Oh yeah, it's really moving.
Yeah, they're not really reacting much.
Yeah. Usually, if you see a lower low on DXY and a lower low on the indices, that means they're getting bought up. But there's 30 really hadn't given us that indication yet. Nas already gave it to us this morning. That's the thing with Nas. Nas looks better than the others, but I like where SPX is at for risk to reward. I got stopped on this and break even forever ago, but I like this setup this morning. A lot of times though, you'll see stuff just kind of move with SPY. It's kind of like how Bitcoin is with crypto. Like if you're not getting it on SPY, you're probably not going to get it on the others. Won't be able to stay active all day today either because I gotta make a little drive about like an hour away. But SPY's not really showing too much strength here. We'll see how this turns out, but it's kind of odd price action. I do like that DXY is falling like this though, but it's interesting that indices are just not getting any love. It doesn't seem like really anything is. Currencies might be. Yeah, currencies are, but well, GJ is irrelevant to that. But all these dollar-denominated currencies are definitely getting some love. But it's interesting that indices are just usually what that'll tell you is that the indices are being accumulated, but it's not really showing us much signs of that at this point. Super interesting, honestly. It is meeting some demand here too, which could end up being a problem for anything looking to go up, but it hasn't given us any indication of that yet, so. Let's take a look at ETH. Wanted to short ETH earlier, but I'm kind of just chilling on shorting ETH just specifically because it's super strong. Yeah, it's make it or break it here for SPY. Check the YouTube. Okay, no questions. If you guys have any questions, let me know because I'm gonna hop off a couple minutes early today. I know it's not 11, but I gotta get ready to go do some stuff. SPY looking like she gonna get stopped. We'll see though. And then over till it's over with SPY. That's quite a few of these setups I've seen. Like they've gone all the way down to the bottom and then they fly up, but usually there's like an order block or something in that situation, which I didn't really see one here. Oops, wrong thing. It's a pretty boring day. Usually on a Monday by this time too, you'll have some action, or at least some kind of volatile price action, whether it's up or down. I think I got someone on Discord. OGN. I haven't looked at this coin in a while. You're probably going for this imbalance soon. That'll be the next draw on liquidity. That's at what? 25 cents. Yeah, I'll check Gallon. That'll be the last one. This looks good down here. This is what I would really look for. Like a retracement back down to this level. That's what I'll learn. Just keep an eye on it. No, this one's interesting. It's, you know, speaking technically, you got a break of internal structure here because if you look, we had this candle right here, right, and then it failed to take the low. This candle failed to take its low, so we wouldn't really call this a high as far as the internal structure goes, even though it looks like it is. And then we come up and then push down. So that would be our high, which we broke above it. This is one of those kind of choppy ones, but nonetheless, I mean, theoretically still broke it. As far as the draw on liquidity goes, when you fill this fair value gap, I'm not sure exactly. It's interesting. I've not really used this strategy on lower cap coins either, but in this scenario, you might be going for this high if you don't, if it doesn't show signs of reversal. I mean, nothing's telling me that's going to reverse just yet, except the fact that we're in a zone. We're above these 4-hour equal highs and 4-hour supply, which I found supply and demand to work better with most of these lower cap coins than trying to use certain liquidity principles. If you start to see, the 15-minute break down from here, because the 4-hour is still bearish as can be on Gala, which your swing high is up here, swing all the way down here. You came above these equal highs. If you were to see the 15-minute internal structure start to break down, one could possibly look for shorts. There. But until then, I'd kind of just hang out. It's at that decisional point where, we could just continue on and take a liquidity in this high. Or if you start to see the lower time frame shift bearish, I would look for retracement back down to at least this level here, 5207 on perps, if not deeper. Another zone you could watch for is this down here. Just keep refining it. So you could watch any of those zones. This is 4.9 on the dot, almost 4.94. What's SPY doing? Okay, SPY. Let's see it. We'll see. Nothing really to get excited over yet. Let's see how DXY is reacting to that. So we could see a little push here on DXY if it holds this zone. And I think it needs a bit more to confirm anything like that, of course. But if we start to see the 15-minute go bullish, which I think that'd take some time, that's where I'd kind of be, pumping the brakes a little bit on longs and just kind of hanging out because I really want this to break though. At this point, I just want DXY to fucking fall and burn. But yeah, on that note, guys, I'm gonna hop off here. I appreciate you guys hopping in. We'll be on at the same time tomorrow, 10 a.m. And if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out. Until then, I will see you guys.